On more than one occasion, I've asked Chatgpt to make me a car, and heck, I've even competed against Chatgpt myself to see who could make the best car in Automation, the Car Company Tycoon game. However, this time we're going to be doing it a little differently. Instead of me competing against Chatgpt, which was a cool video by the way, feel free to watch that once this video is finished, we're going to have Chatgpt competing against a similar, basically duplicate known as Deepai. So I both asked them to make a track car, and we're going to compete these two track cars against each other. Well, we'll have to see the results. I also do not know yet. I'm just recording the intro first. So the Deepai wants me to make a car known as the Aero GT Track Pro. It's going to be an entire description here. I used to actually paste these in the description of the video. However, it has a character limit, and there's no way this is going to fit. So feel free to pause the video if you want to read all this. But what I will actually paste down in the description for you guys is the prompt that I give Chatgpt and Deepai. I gave them the exact same prompt over here as to how to ask for them to design me a car that I can build in Automation, the Car Company Tycoon game. Anyways, Chatgpt wants me to build a car known as the Veloci R Pro Track Edition. As you can see here, gave me a brief description as well, so we'll go build these. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. Anyways, I could have shown you the entire process of building these cars. However, I didn't want to waste 40 minutes of your time as I have done before. So we just zapped directly into, I suppose, the finished variants, and I'll take you through both of these. So this is the Aero GT Track Pro. As I said, both of these are going to be track cars, and this is the one, I guess, designed by Deepai, which I will also leave a link to down in the description. Anyways, as you can see, it looks pretty menacing. It's a 2020 car. Why 2020? Because we can't go any further into the future than that as of yet in this game. Anyways, not gonna lie, it looks pretty menacing right here. Let me know if you like this design in the comments. I'm always open to constructive criticism. Got a pretty cool and sleek rear light design. So basically that's that. As for the statistics, so for this one, we have a little bit more horsepower. As you can see, 903 horsepower to be exact. So we have more horsepower than the one that Chatgpt designed. We also have a slightly larger engine, but the car is also a lot longer and a lot heavier, which kind of offsets that, right? As you see, our weight is 1,216 kilograms, and our weight distribution is fairly good, at least for cars that I designed, because I've made 30/70 weight distributions before. Don't even ask me how I did that. Anyways, as for the engine, as you see, we have a 5.5 liter dual overhead cam V10 running this thing, so that is of course pretty crazy. And here it's mainly carbon fiber, because otherwise it was just gonna get way too heavy. Got a really nice suspension setup, and the approximate cost of this thing is at right around 390,000, which should at least be slightly in line with Chatgpt's one. As for the performance, who cares about The gas mileage, so I'm not even going to talk about that. Anyways, a top speed of 421 and a 0 to 100 of 2.69 seconds. These numbers are always off in automation than what they are in beamng, so we'll have to see. And here we have ChatGPT's Veloci Pro Track Edition. As you can see here, it is definitely a lot smaller and also a lot lighter than the previous one. Wheelbase is smaller as well. Now, personally, I really like how these are completely different cars, which is gonna, I guess, allow them to compete interestingly and not have us immediately know which one of the two is gonna win. However, it wouldn't surprise me if one of the two really just straight out beat the other completely. Looking at this thing, we have around 50 less horsepowers, but that's fine because it's kind of compensated with a better transmission. The car is around 100 kilograms, which is 220 pounds lighter, as well as actually a better weight distribution. This thing is powered by a 5.4 liter V8, which is listed a little more clearly right here. And naturally, this is also made out of almost entirely carbon fiber. Now, do keep in mind that things on these cars may be slightly janky. Surprisingly enough, we're not oversteering crazily, but I really just tried and inputted exactly what the AIs told me to, which of course, could have some questionable outcomes. Anyways, this one by ChatGPT seems to be quite a bit cheaper, but that shouldn't be a problem in terms of performance. As you can see, apparently it has a quicker 0 to 100 and a slower top speed, but once again, we'll just have to see. So here we are on the automation test track, and now you might notice that I am actually going to be doing this in the form of a voiceover because I had to concentrate while driving, of course. I don't usually do this. If you like this form of doing it, then please do let me know. Anyways, you can also see that there's actually a counter in the top right hand side, and now usually I'd obviously do this via a time trial. That way it's also really easy to compare my times with other cars and vehicles that I have built, although I will say these were some of the best times I've actually ever driven before, and these cars were an absolute joy to drive. However, the reason I wasn't able to do it through a time trial was because for some reason there was a bug with the actual time trial feature, where every time I tried to start a time trial, actually the rear tires of my cars would pop. And originally, I thought I literally bought the worst cars. Made the literal worst cars in the entire world. I was like, oh my god, how are these cars so bad? And only then I did start realizing that starting the time trial with them was actually popping the rear tires. And I found out that I could just spawn them normally and that the rear tires wouldn't actually pop, so that's nice. Anyways, as I was saying, definite good cars. So there you just saw the final time of that car was basically just 2 minutes, right, rounded, and that was the car that Deepai made. Right now you are seeing the car that ChatGPT built. As you can see over here, it is driving now, regardless of what the end results are, which I obviously already know. The car that ChatGPT made, which is this one right over here, drove absolutely insane. So the other one was, the handling was fine, the driving was fine as well, but the handling on this one, it was just really weird how comfortable I felt driving it. I honestly don't know. You can actually find out for yourself because you can download every single car that I've ever built through my Discord server. Link of that is in the description. And you can drive it for yourself, because honestly, this was an absolute joy to drive. I loved driving this one. So now as we're approaching the end over here, you might already be able to take a guess as what the end results are. Obviously made a little slip up at the end over there, but as you see, the end results are 2:02 for this one. So the ChatGPT one was 2 seconds slower. Now I did make a slip up at the end, but I did actually with the other one as well, which you would have noticed if you would have paid attention. Anyways, a 2-second difference. You know, I'm human. Maybe depending on the day that I would have done this, ChatGPT actually would have won. Anyways, win for this one in terms of track time goes to Deepai. But you already heard me say it. I was incredibly in love with the car that ChatGPT made, so I might even actually make a follow-up on that, just because of how much I liked it. Anyways, what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. And for right now, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.